It's time for bookkeeping, beer, and BS.
Talk a little bit about any of the packages that you offer. I don't know if you're comfortable with any type of pricing or anything. If you're not, that's fine. But are there certain packages that you offer at different levels?
Yeah, for sure. So the main one that we offer is basically our sales package. So for each one of our packages, we have kind of like a starter, a medium, and then like an expert level one. But our most popular package that I'd recommend you go and you take a peek at, and maybe we talk about further, would be the sales level 3. So basically, that's going to cover you from lead intake, making sure that they're in your database, that we can actually properly market to them. That's a big thing that we run into that we didn't really have time to talk about. But
we got time to talk about it. If there's good stuff, we're going to talk about it.
So we see this, unfortunately, way too commonly, where people might have 10,000 people in their database. 2,000 of those people have email. So making sure that when they are coming into your CRM that you're getting at least a cell phone and an email is so key. Otherwise, a name and an address is great. You can send them some, personalized mail, but those costs do add up. So right from like the lead intake to actually sending out the estimate, following up on the estimate, and then the client onboarding, we want to have that process completely automated, get their credit card if necessary, and then also follow up with the customer. Like you were saying earlier, doing the sale is just not even maybe half the battle, right? After that, you definitely got to make sure that they're happy. And then, if they bought from you once, they're definitely likely to buy from you again. So you need to be cross-promoting different services and marketing to all those leads that you have in your database who haven't purchased from you. So that's kind of like the 30-second snapshot of our main package. But most of the time, people can deploy this package with our help. We customize it and can kind of get back to focusing on just the operations of their business, because the amount of leads that this generates, they don't really need to think about the marketing. They just have a lead gen kind of campaign going on Google or Facebook. And as long as the leads are coming into their system, they can rely on these upsells generating new business in the future.
I like the upsell part. Give me an example of because that's exciting, because that's the thing you told me that really generated a lot of revenue for you was the upsell. So I'm Sean, I'm going and I find a website, or I find you on Facebook and I say, man, that sounds good. Can you give me a price? That's typically what the first question is. Mm-hmm. And then I become a customer. So you've been doing house cleaning for me for maybe a few months, and I want to upsell you into something else. What does that look like? How do you, I don't like to get something text to me that says, hey, for just spend $200 today on something. If it times up, that's just dandy, but normally it doesn't.
No, for sure. And that's where the biggest disconnect is, right? If those messages are not timely or they're off, then your entire campaign is a complete dud. So going back to the cleaning industry example, a really, really common one is, a lot of people make money on that initial or deep clean, top to bottom clean, whatever you like to call it. A lot of revenue generator might not be the most profit generator, but those people are kind of just a black hole in their system. They might have made one feeble attempt to say, hey, would you like our service ongoing? They say, I'll get back to you, and then they're lost in the system. So those one-time services to the recurring service, that's like the most common cleaning upsell. But obviously there's other little things as well that you can add on while you're at the house cleaning. So like fridge clean, oven clean. The big thing, kind of a little bit of a tangent, but going to like our lawn care or snow removal, those type of upsells, basically you need to make sure that they're obviously very timely. You need to have those going out at the time that it's actually going to convert, right? So that's the main thing. But then also, you don't want it to just be an email that says, hey, if you're interested in getting a quote, go to our website and fill out this form. So embedded in all of our upsell campaigns and why they convert so well is, first of all, they're timely, they have good content, but it's super easy to request an estimate. If it's anything more than like one click to request an estimate and the customer knows for sure that you're going to get back to them, hopefully within 24 hours or less, to get them that quote, no questions asked, that's where people are going to have that impulse click and let's try to get a quote. What's the worst that can happen? The forms are kind of the death of marketing.
So you've got two questions on top of that then. You know, you've got one person with a 6,000 square foot home, you've got another with a 2,000 square foot home. So that estimate is obviously going to be much, much, much different. So does your automation segment to that extent where it'll identify, it's automatically going to identify based on, you know, talk me through that, because I'll stumble through what I'm trying to ask, but you know what I'm asking.
Yeah, I completely get what you're asking. So our upsells are typically just lead gen. So they're going to get the customer to request that specific service. It's another question that we get, like, hey, why don't we get them to request an estimate for everything? Well, you have less conversions if you're not being specific, right? Like right when the weeds are popping up in someone's yard, or maybe a little bit before then, is when you kind of need to start hammering them with that marketing. So it can be done as long as you have like the property specific information, turf square feet, home square feet. But typically what we'll do is just say, hey, let's get a quote. And what a lot of our customers do is just send them a quick quote. But I'd say the other 50% actually use that as an opportunity to get them on the phone and say, typically our people that will get our lawn mowing will also get our weed control fertilization package or whatever that might be. So, you know, it's not a fully seamless approach where the money's just flying in. Technically, you could feed them over to your Facebook bot where they would be able to accept a price, and that cross-references with Zillow. So you would be able to present them an exact price based on their home or their lot. But in our campaigns, we are just generating quote requests. That's the main goal of it.
Hey, what's up, business nerd? Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you learned a heck of a lot watching that episode. Do me a favor, subscribe right down here. And if you really like what you saw, you got more goods right here. Check out this one. Or check out this one and do this. Go subscribe. Appreciate you. Work smarter, work harder, go earn yourself some pride. Catch you on the next one.